Hi everyone, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought I'll do a short video on what excites me the most about plants and also give you a routine, my plant routine, what do I do with my plants. Before we talk about that exciting thing, that thing that gets me going, let's talk about the routine. Um, um, Usually what I do, I walk around the house and I look at each and every plant I own. Every plant I own. I do that even outside. And I check, I look at the soil to see if the soil is okay, it's in good condition. Because sometimes, you know, uh, um, yeah, you can have a healthy soil today and tomorrow you wake up, bam, you've got worms. There was a time one of my plants got attacked with worms. It's like, what? Where do these things come from? Honestly speaking. But yeah, the exciting thing is to be able to catch it on time before they devour your plant, the roots, because then they go for the roots. And I was able to, but and all you do, well, this is what I do. If you find that and sometimes you won't know because you won't see it, but sometimes they do come to the surface of the soil and you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to see them when they come to the surface of the soil. Believe me, when you see them at the surface, they must be somewhere in the bottom. So I'm one of those. I tip the whole thing out. I take it out of the pot and I take that soil, put it in a plastic bag, throw it away, and give my plant a fresh new soil. I don't want stories. That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. I've ever since I've been doing indoor plants. Um, that has happened to me uh, twice or three times, I think. Yeah, that has happened to me three times. So that's not a lot. Um, but it does happen, don't beat yourself up about it and say, oh, that means I'm so bad with plants. No, you're not bad with plants. These things do happen. They are not in your hands. You just need to check, you just need to pay attention and check your soil, look at your plants, know how they look when they're well and happy, and know how they look when they're not quite happy, because you will notice with your plants when it's not quite itself to say, but I've been doing all the things I've been doing, but what is wrong? Check the soil. If you can't tell on the plant and there's nothing on the plant you can pinpoint, go to the soil. So that's what I do. I look at the soil, and obviously you just toss the soil around with your finger just to see if everything is still okay. Believe me, they do. If there's anything, you will see it. Um, if you are concerned to do what I do, take it out. Yes, I've taken some plants out and I realized, like this weekend, I was checking my plants on the patio and I was a bit concerned and then not quite sure if the soil is still fine. And I took it out, and to my surprise, the soil was still fine. But I was okay. I was okay. At least I had a peace of mind because I wouldn't. I wasn't able to comfort myself and leave it alone and say it's fine. So I took it out, looked at the soil, and the soil was fine. But I still gave it a fresh new soil. I didn't repot it in the same soil. I gave it a fresh new soil, and I was happy with it, with what I did. So yeah, so that's what I do. I look at the soil, I check the soil. If I don't have any pests, if there's nothing which looks funny in there that shouldn't be in there. And I also check if they are not dry, if the plant doesn't need to be watered while we're talking about soil. And from there, I check my plant itself. I look at the leaves. Always check the back of the leaves for pests, to check if there's no pests, if the leaf is still there, the plants are still okay. And usually I walk around with a pair of scissors, a water spray bottle, and a microfiber cloth. Those are the three things I walk around with, and a watering can. So if the plant needs water, I water my plant. If I need to prune, the scissors are there for pruning and cutting away dead leaves and everything. If I need to dust my plants off, like my monsteras, anthuriums, zebra plants, heart leaves, those plants you need to dust off. So yeah, I use my microfiber cloth and I dust it off. And what else do I do? Um, the other thing I do while in my routine is I rotate my plants. Now you will know with plants that they grow towards the sun. Now if you don't rotate your plants occasionally, you will find that one side of your plant has more growth than the other side of your plants. And that is due to the fact that they grow towards the light or the sun. So you need to rotate them that they will grow equally, you know. And yeah, so then I rotate them. And what is the other thing I do? Yeah, I think that's about it. And those that loves humidity, that's what the spray bottle is for. Then I'll mist them along as I go. You know, the plants that loves humidity, like my ferns and my zebra plants, and you know, I give them a bit of a mist. My croutons, and you know, even my bonsai trees, my olive and juniper, give them a, you know, and my ficus bonsai, I give them a nice spray, you know. So yeah, that's what I do uh, with routine wise, you know. And I look at my cuttings. I've got few cuttings in water which I'm propagating. I check the water level, and some of them I need to change the water and give them fresh, new, clean water, and yeah, things like that, you know. So it's not the same. I don't do it. If you ask me which part of the day do I do that, it's not the same every time. I mean, other days I do it in the mornings, other days in the afternoons, other days in the evenings. So it depends on how my day went, and it depends on how I feel. So yeah, so there's times where I wake up and I do it in the morning, and there's times where I do it in the afternoon and in the evening. So you can develop your own routine. And one thing I've seen is that if you have a routine which you follow, it doesn't become too much work. But if you leave it up until things goes crazy, then you're going to have a lot of work every time you have to maintain. It's going to be way too much work, you know. But if it's something you do regularly, or you do on daily basis, or every other day, um, believe me, it becomes less work. It becomes less work, because you will find that today, while I do my routine, I only had to attend to 4 plants. And the next time tomorrow when I do my routine, I only had to attend to 2 plants. So if it's something you do on daily basis, to check your plants, to look at your plants, or every second day of the week, or you know, it just becomes less work, you know. And I talked about dusting your plants. It's very important to dust your plants, because, well, not all the plants needs to be dusted, but those that needs to be dusted, it's very important to dust them, because they have pores, you know, and you know, they need to be able to breathe. So if you have the dust building up on them every time, it's not good for them. They don't like that. It's like me sleeping with my makeup. That's not good for my skin. It needs to breathe, you know. So if you have a build up of dust which you haven't done in a long time, sometimes just the microfiber cloth won't do the trick. You need to take a liquid dish soap and warm water, not hot, just lukewarm, not hot, it mustn't be hot. And then you take your cloth and you wipe them. You give them a good bath, you wipe them nicely with a wet cloth, with a wet cloth, and then you finish it off with your dry cloth. Yeah. So I've seen at the garden shops they sell these sprays which you use for the leaves to make them nice and shiny. I don't use those. I've never tried them. I don't think I want to even. I don't know. I'm happy with just clean cloth and dust my plants off. And if I want to go an extra mile, I just use soap and water, dish soap and water. That's it, you know. So yeah, if you have used those sprays which you find at the garden shop, please let me know. You can comment below how's that working for you. For me, just a clean microfiber cloth works for me. And if I need to go an extra mile, like I say, I'll just use water and dish soap. So yeah, that's it. So that's my routine. And in that routine, you'll find that sometimes I move plants around, you know, sometimes I change them. I move this one here and bring that one there. I don't do it quite a lot because I do it once in a while if I have to, not if I don't have, if I really have to, because most of my plants, they love it where they are. So why do you want to move them? Why do you want to disturb them? I've done that in the beginning, back in the days when I started with indoor plants, and man, I lost a few because with lack of knowledge, you know, you just move it because you want to put it at a spot you think it will look good at, and the plant was not happy there. One, is not getting the lighting it needs to get. Two, some plants don't like to be moved, period. They don't like to be moved. Even if you're gonna give it the same lighting it was getting where it was, they just don't like to be moved. So, but I learned that as I went along. So I only move my plants if I really have to, and yeah, then I move them. But yeah, so that's what I do with my routine, my plant routine. And fertilizing too. There will be those that I didn't fertilize, I haven't fertilized, then I'll make sure that they get their food, their and and yeah, that's that. That's that. That's what I do. Now let's talk about what excites me the most about plants. Now, while walking around and doing that routine, if there's something I enjoy seeing, is new growth. I enjoy seeing new growth. For me, it speaks of life, it speaks of wow, health, and it speaks of wellness, because just that, it means the plant, to me, it means the plant is happy, is doing well, and yeah, you know, there's no way you'll do your routine and not come across something new every time. There's no way, you know. If the last time you passed it was just a new leaf developing, the next time you come you'll see it unfolding, the next time you come you'll see it a little bit grown, and the next time you come it's all big and developed and matured. That for me excites me so much. I enjoy seeing that. I enjoy, it makes it all worth it. It makes it all worth it. It's like, oh, I've got life, I've got life, I've got life, I've got life. Yeah, you know, that's why I call my channel Bring Life Indoors. It's really life, you know. It speaks of life. You know, these things are alive. They talk. They tell you when they're not happy. They tell you when they're happy. They show you. Let's say they show you. They show you when they're not happy. They show you when they're happy. Uh, and they don't beat around the bush. They tell it like it is, and I love it. I just love it. So I'm just gonna take a video and walk around the house and show you just with a few plants. I'm not gonna do all of them, it's too much. I'm just gonna show you with just a few of them, and then you see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put my tea down, which I've just been holding and never sipped on. But at least it has done the trick, it warmed my hands. So yeah, let's do this. So this is my zebra plant. You can see there in the middle. There, I'm trying to get it to focus. There's a leaf developing. Now that for me, it's very exciting. That for me, yeah, there we go, that's better. Can you see it? That for me is very exciting. Now the next time, in few days or so, this is what it will be. I mean, look at that. There's 2 leaves there. There's a small one. There you go. There we go. It excites me so much about plants. Then let's look at this. Let's look at this succulent. I don't know if the one I think it's Jade family, if I'm not wrong. You can see there in the middle, there's little toes developing, which is so exciting. And even in there, there's little toes developing, which is so exciting. That for me speaks of life, you know. It's my plant telling me I'm. And if you look at this one, it's gonna split into 2 leaves. Yeah, see this? It's gonna split into 2 leaves. How beautiful is that? And this is what it's gonna be, you know. That one is coming along already. It's already big. Beautiful, eh? And this is Jade. Those 2. This one hasn't opened yet. It's gonna open up. This one has already opened. How beautiful is that? And that one is already open. It's already grown. That's what's exciting for me about it's like. And this is my silver pothos. You can see I'm getting a new leaf. It's gonna unfold in a few days. Can't wait. I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about, you know. There's something exciting every time. Every time. Now don't get me started on spider plant. Now this one, always, you can cut them off, it will still bring more. You cut them off. I mean, I've cut them off so many times just to propagate. I still get more. This is exciting. This for me speaks of life. It really speaks of life, you know. New growth. Just one more. I don't want to do all my plants. It's too many. There's my rubber plant. I'm getting a leaf there. Soon it would have. But that is, see, still developing. Doesn't look like a leaf, but believe me, it is. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's exciting. I didn't show you all the plants, just a few of them, but that's exactly what gets me going, just to walk around and see new developments and see new growth and yeah, you know, the plant growing from a small leaky plant which I got from the nursery a few days ago, and it becoming into a beautiful big full plant. I mean, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. I love it. It gets me going every time. Now if you love plants like I do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if you love this video and yeah, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your comments, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It will mean a lot. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, and have a beautiful day. Bye.